Hey guys, I know you're here for the KTM 890 Duke GP, but when you see a Ferrari like this, you got to get it on camera, because I appreciate all good vehicles. That's absolutely gorgeous. Let's let him start it up, and then without further ado we'll get on to the KTM. She's just over there behind that blue pickup. There it goes. Beautiful, man. Stunning vehicle. So guys, apologies for that. Just when you see a vehicle like that, I feel I have to turn the camera on and get it on camera. It's absolutely stunning, that thing. Anyway, welcome to the 2022 KTM 890 Duke GP. Taking her for a bit of a ride today. I'm basically gonna go over how she rides, what she's like to ride. Oh, there's that Ferrari again. I wonder if he's broken down. Hope not. Gonna go over how she rides, specifications, take her for a bit of a blast. Got a sneaky feeling this KTM 890 is possibly the best sports bike for the road that money can buy today. Let's get into it. Find out what the 890 Duke GP, find out what she's all about. Ooh, learner driver, watch out for that. Guys, just an example of what this bike is all about and what it's like to ride and the theme of the bike. I've never had this before and it's an expensive mistake. This is my GoPro holder that I put on the bike to give you that angle of looking at me when I'm vlogging, and this is now my GoPro. I've never had it happen before. I was having so much fun, completely forgot about the GoPros and the cameras turned on, and yeah, going around the corner, the rear facing GoPro flew off, smashed into the road, completely smashed my GoPro up and my holder up, so this bike's ended up costing me several £100s already. It's that much fun. Okay guys, so on to the engine. The 890 Duke, you have an 889cc 890cc parallel twin with 115 brake horsepower and 92 newton meters of torque, weighing in dry at 169 kilograms, so wet weight probably about 185. As a sports naked bike for road use, I think this is nearly perfect. I really do. Slow down for these dogs. Thank you, sir. It's an absolute peach of a sports bike for the road. It feels like you're riding size-wise and weight-wise a 125. Really does, cc bike. But obviously you've got all of that power, 115 brake horsepower. In the R version it's actually 121 brake horsepower, but yeah, it's really good, this guy. Straight off the bat, I think it's probably the best sports bike for the road. I really do. I've recently ridden the Triumph Street Triple RS, which is a lovely bike, very different to this KTM. I would say the Triumph feels slightly more grown up and more sensible. That's not to say it's a slow bike. The Triumph is probably actually quicker than this KTM, I think, overall. However, this KTM, the power delivery is fantastic. It's immediate power delivery. I'm in sport mode. There's 3 modes on this standard and the GP. You get rain, street and sport. And yeah, in sport mode, oh, just picks up so nicely. And then when you get to a corner, you can really feel the benefits of the lack of weight there. She's a riot. I think the best way I can describe this bike as a whole is like a more refined, a lot faster Yamaha MT-07. So what are the brakes like? Because you're actually getting smaller brakes on the standard 890 Duke and GP, because they're the same spec, than you are on the R. So the brakes on the R, I can imagine, are really, really good, but the brakes on this bike are fantastic as well, partly down to the lack of weight of the bike as well, but also the brakes themselves. They're KTM branded, but they're really, really sharp, nice brakes, which just fills you even more with confidence to to get on it a bit more and just ring out the bike even more, because you know you can just stop on a dime on this thing, you really can. So let's just try the brakes out, no one behind, 45 miles an hour. I mean, yeah, that is impressive. 10 out of 10 for brakes. So the model I'm riding at the moment, it doesn't have a quick shifter fitted, which is a bit of a shame if I'm being honest, but it's a nice light clutch, really positive light gear throw, so it's fine. But with a quick shifter, it would be so nice, because first of all, KTM make great quick shifters, but with the sound coming from this exhaust, it's a nice vibrating parallel twin, slight reminiscent of a V-twin sound, and with the quick shifter you'd just be banging up through the box like that. Just fantastic fun. Like here, we're in a 30, there's no one around, but look how just nimble this thing is. Like, it really is like a scalpel, like KTM say. So guys, yeah, I think this is the best, basically sports bikes, whether it be naked or fed, for road use. Power, the engine, the delivery of that power in the parallel twin is fantastic. What are your thoughts on the looks? They're pretty subjective, aren't they? It looks like it's a muscly, aggressive bike. I think it sort of half looks like a wasp, half like a rhinoceros. Pretty random, but if you're going to compare it to animals, that's what I think. Yeah, I'm not completely sold on the looks. Personally, I prefer a slightly friendlier, slightly more grown-up looking bike, if that makes sense, but looks are so subjective. If I was going to choose, would I get the GP model? It's an interesting one. Why have KTM made the GP model? I basically think because this 890 and the 890 Duke R are so popular, I think KTM are just sort of capitalising on that and are thinking, let's just make a bit of a special sounding model with a bit of a different paint job to see if we can sell a few more of them because they're so popular. That's a negative outlook, but that's what I think. Yeah, I would probably spend the 200 extra to have the GP model, just so I feel more special. They've completely sold it on me. I've fallen hook, line and sinker for it, so yeah, it's worked. So as we've gone over already, the brakes are really, really nice on this, which definitely helps out with the light weight of the bike. The suspension is non-adjustable. It's premium suspension. You've got WP Apex on the front and the rear. 140mm travel on the front and 150mm on the rear. So there's a nice bit of travel there for a sports bike. But yeah, non-adjustable. To be honest, at my dimensions, I don't think I'd need to adjust it for road riding, so it's quite good. So just back onto the looks, obviously they are subjective, sorry I can't talk today. But yeah, they can warm on you. It's an intense look, you know, bright orange like KTM go for, you've got the orange wheels. But one thing I will say, a good point about the looks, and the build quality, it's surprisingly nice build quality, right up there with Triumph, if not even better than Triumph, I personally think, which is very impressive. And also it's quite fun just looking around the bike, because it's so angular and there's so many different angles. There's loads of different little details that I keep on picking up on, which is quite fun. And I especially think on this GP model, there's more for the eye to explore and pick up on slowly as you're riding the bike. That makes it quite interesting to sort of look around at. Quick little feature, guys, whilst we're here. When you start her up, got a lovely little fart pop, pronounced pop on the exhaust when you start it up, which is just a nice characteristic to the bike. It makes you feel alive as soon as you start it up. Bum! Just a little blap from the exhaust, really cool. So if you had the quick shifter, then going up or down a gear, going up a gear, you get that pop pop from the exhaust, which is just so addictive. So onto the riding modes, just as we're coming through town here. You've got, on the standard model, you have rain, street and sport, and as standard on the R and as an optional extra on the GP and the standard 890, you can have a track mode, which is pretty cool, and I would definitely spec that on the standard if I didn't have it. You can adjust your anti-wheelie, so you can turn off anti-wheelie, which on a bike like this, now to be completely transparent, I'm not a mega rider, I'm not doing wheelies all over the place, but I would like to learn. It's on the list, and I would just want that option on this bike. It's so much fun and this is the bike you want to wheelie on, if there's any. So yeah, you get that with your track mode, also with track mode. Saying that, let me go back. I think you can get this on this. Should have done my research on that. Well, it gives us a chance to test out the menu. The menu's really intuitive. Yeah, you can. On this, you can, you have for your ABS setting, it's called Supermoto mode. You can disable the ABS on the rear wheel, but still have ABS up front. So you can do lots of big skids on the rear wheel. So backing it into a corner, etc. If you're into all of that, you can do that on this, which is that's a really good feature. I don't think it's just a gimmick. I actually think that's really good to do, and as you get better, more skillful at riding, I think these extra options on motorbikes actually come into their own and are really useful. Before riding this sort of bike, I wouldn't have really cared about being able to turn the anti-wheelie off or being able to do skids on the rear wheel. Not that I do it now, but I can see I'm getting to the point where I could use those features, and they're really cool. Another nice feature about the 890 Duke, actually George at Blade Motorcycles, whilst we're on it, huge thank you to Blade Motorcycles again for lending me this special bike in it being the GP model. So if you want to test ride or even just look at the paint scheme of the GP model, guys, head down to Blade Motorcycles in Swindon. They've got it. You can take this very bike for a ride. They'll be more than happy to hook you up, I'm sure. Yeah, anyway, George at Blade was saying the riding modes, so the differences between rain, street and sport, are actually quite pronounced on this bike. That is one benefit. I've been in sport the whole time, but if we just flick through the menu here, turn it down into rain, because it is actually, funnily enough, starting to rain now. With it being a parallel twin, it becomes a bit of a pussycat in rain, which is a lovely feature. Really smooths out, and you can just sort of potter around, and because it's still nice and light and nimble, you can still enjoy it at lower speeds, which I think is quite a nice feature. But I'm going to put it back in sport. Alrighty, as the rain's coming down, lovely. Any downsides to the 890 Duke GP? There aren't many, to be honest. I stand by it. I still think this is probably the best sports bike for the road. It just does everything so right. The handling, the suspension, the engine, the powertrain, the weight, and the character of the bike. I'm big on like characters of the bike, and I think this engine is just so characterful yet not too vibey. It's really great balance. So yeah, downsides, I suppose you could see the looks as a downside. They're pretty intense, pretty orange and subjective. It's a middleweight naked sports bike. It's not designed for touring. I wouldn't want to go too far touring on this. I've been absolutely fine today, having done 2 to 3 hours on it, to be honest, so not too much of a downside there. There's no cruise control. I suppose that could be a downside, but not what this bike's about at all. I highly recommend riding one. Is it fast enough on motorways? Yes, in one word, it is. Being naked, you do get the full brunt of the wind and the rain. It's actually quite comfortable on this motorway, no problem. Well, I suppose the only question left to answer is, would I have the 890 Duke GP? No, I wouldn't. I would have the 890 Duke R. Tricked you, yeah. Now, if I'm going to be buying a sports bike, it would very much, this bike is up there for the sports bike. It's just which model I'd have, really. Would it be the base 890 Duke, the 890 Duke GP, or the R? I really want the quick shifter. I wouldn't be too bothered about the suspension, to be honest, although I may want to progress to track riding, so that would be really helpful to adjust the suspension for on track. I would want the Acro can on as well. I just think for an extra £800 you might as well get the all singing and dancing R. A little bit more horsepower and torque as well. Yeah, highly recommend a ride on one of these guys. Get yourselves out there and give it a go if you haven't. It's a great just all-round general motorcycling experience. It's a lovely bike. If you want to find out what the 1290 Duke is like to ride, the beast, check out this video here on the screen, and that is this but on a massive dose of steroids. Great fun. Many thanks for watching, see you in the next video. Ciao Bella.